Hi parents, I wanted to talk to you today about our access on the internet that goes with our new language arts program called Connect Ed. I've been promising some of you a tutorial on this, and it's taken me a while to just navigate this myself because we're not one-to-one iPads right now. We've just been trying to really get through the basic book, pencil, paper part of the program and get our feet wet, because when it's a brand new implementation year like this, it's a little crazy because there's a lot of stuff. But there is some good stuff in here, and there definitely would be some good practice opportunities. There are ways to access this both on your PC, your desktop PC, as well as your tablet. I'm just going to walk you through this a little bit so you can see what it looks like, and then I'm working on typing up some instructions for you. Your child's going to bring home a little laminated card that has their information on it, their password and things like that they can keep at home and keep in a safe spot so that they can log in from home, and then they'll have one here as well. So what you'll be getting is you'll be getting a handout from me, and you'll get this little link here. This is a nice short bit.ly link instead of the long one that the program offers, because it's a lot to type in if you're typing it into a browser. But what it'll do is it'll take you to this site. This is our homepage for Connect Ed for Rivera Elementary. So you can see some of the other Rivera Elementary teachers' names here. There's a class with a little beach ball that says Sally Rawlings class. That's actually not the one you want to go into. That's another one I created for a training. You want to look for the one whose picture matches your child's card, which is these little crayons here. That's the one you want to click on. Then you'll get a list of all of our friends' names. They have a cute little avatar next to their name. And I'm going to go into my little sample account. So what they do is they go in, they click their name, and we've got an easy login. This is kind of nice. They don't have to remember a really complicated password, but they do have a password. So on their card, they will have a number, a fruit, and a shape that they have to enter in. For mine, I'm going to enter mine in. And once I'm done, I'm going to click login, and it should take me right in to this screen. It'll say books and content. There should only be one thing here, Wonders Grade 1. You want to go right to the to do. There may be times when I leave messages, but to do is usually where you're always going to go. And you'll get a screen that looks kind of like this. And fair warning, when you click on this, if you've got your volume up, the audio on this site is quite loud. I have it turned all the way down, but he'll kind of yell at you when you click on it and say to do really loud. So just fair warning. So when you click on that, you get a little to-do list. I have 2 activities here at this point. Blend words with long E, due on the 22nd. Build words with long E and blend words with long E. This is just sort of an arbitrary due date at this point. This isn't assigned as homework. They just make you put in a due date, and after that it'll expire and it will no longer be available. So I just let it put in its little default date, which I think gives them a week's time to complete it. But the important part that you're going to want is right over here. They can type a note to me if they wish to tell me what they thought of the activity. But you're going to click on the picture of the activity, and what it's going to do, I have the sound turned down, but it will play a tutorial. So it always pops up a little tutorial with some instructions here, and then they'll guide them sort of through the basics of this activity. This is a little bit different because this is a much easier activity. When you click out of that, you can see they have words of their own to blend, not just hearing sounds, but they actually have the letters there at this point. This is good practice if you're noticing that your student is still struggling with blending words. This is actually our spelling concept for the week, so it's not a bad idea for most students to practice it, because even if they are fairly accomplished readers, this is still helpful in terms of spelling. Not every great reader in our classroom is a great speller, and it kind of helps them internalize some of those phonics rules and syllabication rules. So even though you can't hear it right now, when we pull these up, it'll give them each sound. It'll say the word when they click the speaker, and then it'll blend it a little more slowly for them, and then they can just move forward. So this is a very simple word building activity. Again, I don't have a turned up because it's kind of hard to talk and hear them saying that. Let me turn it up a little bit. So you see, and then it'll alley, and then it'll blend it. And since we're working on the double consonants in the middle of a 2-syllable word and EY and Y at the end to say E, this is good. This is practice that goes right along with what we're doing in the theme, which is usually what I assign the week that we're on. Another activity would be building words with long E. It's another little game. I'm not going to show it to you right now, but it'll pop up another tutorial. Every game pops up little instructions ahead of time so that hopefully they explain how the game works to you. Other things that are available that will be put up here, I'm going to go back to that. In fact, I don't need to, I can go back to the home if I want to, and I go back to that little screen where it says words to know, write, games, and read. The reason I'm not really referring to you to that section at this time is because we are not on this weekly concept. This program is extremely hard to set to our calendar. It kind of wants to run on its own calendar, and so we're still sort of trying to tweak it because we're not quite at this theme yet. So when you click on those, it pops up words that we haven't quite gotten to yet, but it'll pop up words that go with our theme, so they can learn the word curious, and they can play the sentence and hear it in a sentence. So there are a lot of really good resources here. They can read some of this week's reads. If it has the little cog or the star, that's something that they can open on the PC, but as you see, there's no, they call this the interactive version. Right now it's not even loading very well, but it'll open a PDF where they can turn the pages and read the book, but it won't read it to them. But however, I think if we go through to like our reading writing workshop and we open that, this is a resource that can be read to them. So this is actually the book that we're in right now. The table of contents takes you, we're actually in week number 5 working with animals. So if you click on that, it'll take you through all the selections that go with that, and they can click through like this. And what's nice is that they can have the words read to them. They can also go to the selection. This is one we just read, From Puppy to Guide Dog.
From Puppy to Guide Dog.
And what's nice is it reads.
Most dogs are pets,
and it highlights as it
but some
reads.
dogs
And I
hate
like that
people.
because they can follow a
What is the
fluent
key
reader.
to making a dog?
So just bear in mind that the to-do list is really kind of, if you're going to play with this, that's an activity we're doing now. If you go into these other sections, you're not going to hurt anything at all. But bear in mind that if they say, well, I don't know those words, or I haven't read that story yet, that's because the calendar on this is a bit off. But when we send this home and the instructions, I encourage you to play on the PC, and please give me feedback, because like I said, we're just, the other teachers and I are just sort of trying to find our way through this and figure out what works well for parents and what doesn't. You can also access this on a tablet, either through the browser on your tablet, which would look very similar to this. And I believe the app is free in the App Store. I will try to have those instructions on there too. It just may look a little bit different on the iPad. I'll play with it a little bit. But I wanted to kind of just give you a little preview and let you know that that's coming, and sort of walk you through it a little bit. So hopefully by Friday, or by Friday, your student will have their little card and some instructions. And if you feel like getting on this weekend and playing around with it a little bit, I'd love to hear what you think. But none of it is mandatory. None of it needs, it says an assignment, but really none of it is assigned work that I'm going to grade. All right. Thank you so much.